There are places on this earth that call to you, a whisper on the wind, a melody from a distant dream. For me, the Falkland Islands were just such a place, a remote archipelago, scattered like emeralds on the deep blue South Atlantic. To travel here is to step off the edge of the known world and into a storybook. The allure isn't in monuments or cities, but in the island's untamed spirit and elemental beauty. Imagine standing on a cliff, wind in your hair, nothing but ocean between you and Antarctica. You feel small, humbled, yet deeply connected to the planet. Getting here is part of the magic. It requires commitment, a real desire for something different. Whether you arrive by long-haul flight or ship, your first glimpse of the islands is unforgettable. They rise from the water, mysterious and promising secrets for those who listen. The anticipation builds with every mile, excitement for wildlife and vast open spaces. You arrive not as a tourist, but as a pilgrim to a natural cathedral. The air is crisp, tinged with salt and earth. The silence is a symphony of seabirds, wind and waves. This is the overture to your Falklands adventure, a promise of wonders about to unfold. You have answered the call of the wild south. The islands are ready to share their magnificent, untamed heart with you. The Falkland Islands landscape is a masterpiece painted by the wind, rolling moorland or camp stretching to the horizon. Subtle colours shift with the light green ochre, peaty brown, broken by gentle hills inviting you to climb and gaze. These stone runs, rivers of quartzite boulders, are a geological marvel, echoing the immense forces that shape this land. Walking across them feels like traversing another planet, a reminder of time's power. The coastline is dramatic, jagged coves, white sand beaches and cliffs plunging into the Atlantic. Beaches like Volunteer Point are pristine, often yours alone except for a few curious penguins. Here you feel the ocean's power, waves crashing after thousands of miles. The light is extraordinary, clean, clear and ever-changing. Sunsets and sunrises paint the sky in fiery colours, reflected on water and sand. Even cloudy days are dramatic, with fast-moving shadows and shifting skies. The landscape is alive, a living tapestry of immense beauty. No two moments are ever the same. The Falklands are a place where nature's artistry is always on display. Stanley, the heart and capital of the Falklands, is a delightful surprise after the wild camp. Brightly coloured houses with tin roofs line the harbour, a cheerful defiance against grey skies and wind. Walking its quiet streets feels like stepping into a British village, magically transported to the South Atlantic. Red telephone boxes and classic Land Rovers add to the charm. Stroll along the seafront past the Whalebone Arch and Christ Church Cathedral, the southernmost Anglican cathedral in the world. Islanders or Kelpers are warm and welcoming, always ready with a story. Stanley is rich with history. Visit the historic Dockyard Museum for tales of pioneers and maritime adventure. The town's fabric remembers the 1982 conflict with memorials and stories of resilience. Stanley is more than a capital. It's a sanctuary and a hub for adventure. After a day exploring, return for a hot meal and a cozy bed. Share tales with locals in a warm pub. Feeling at home at the edge of the world, Stanley balances wild nature with community comfort, a colourful beacon in the wilderness. Penguins define the Falkland Islands. Thousands of them transform the landscape into nature's grandest spectacle. Their calls fill the air, a soundtrack of joy and energy. King penguins at Volunteer Point are regal, their colonies unforgettable. Watch them waddle to the sea, tend to fluffy chicks and approach with curious gazes. Rockhoppers with wild crests and red eyes hop nimbly across cliffs, embodying resilience and attitude. Their colonies are chaotic, energetic, and endlessly entertaining. Gentoos and Magellanic penguins create penguin highways between nests and sea, a daily commute full of purpose. Observing them is a privilege, a connection between worlds. The penguin parades are more than a tourist attraction. They're a celebration of nature's tenacity and wonder. Here you're not just a visitor, but a quiet observer in a thriving, untouched paradise. The wildlife encounters are life-affirming, joyful and unforgettable. The Falklands penguins are a living symbol of the island's wild spirit. While penguins rule the land, the skies belong to the magnificent albatross. With wingspans over 11 feet, they soar effortlessly on the South Atlantic winds. Watching them glide for hours is witnessing poetry in motion, nature's design perfected. Black-browed albatross nest in vast colonies on islands like Steeplejason and Saunders. The air is alive with their calls and the sight of thousands on pillar-like nests. Their courtship dances and gentle interactions are mesmerizing. Despite their size, they have a soulful gentleness, a wisdom in their eyes. Albatrosses spend most of their lives at sea, returning to the same spot and partner to breed. Their loyalty and endurance inspire awe. To see one launch from a cliff is to witness the spirit of the Falklands, wild, free, and in tune with the elements. Being in their presence is peaceful and moving. The albatross embodies the untamed heart of these islands. The Falklands are steeped in history. Every cove, hill, and shipwreck tells a tale. The islands have been crossroads for explorers, whalers, and soldiers for centuries. The air holds echoes of the past, whispers of those who braved this remote frontier. Maritime history is everywhere. Shipwrecks in Stanley's harbour are haunting reminders of perilous journeys. These silent hulks speak of courage and hardship on the high seas. The 1982 conflict is a defining chapter. Memorials and battlefields mark the landscape. The memory of war is treated with respect, woven into the islanders' identity. Islanders are resilient, self-reliant, and fiercely independent, shaped by isolation and adversity. Listening to their stories deepens your appreciation for their way of life. The Falklands' history is a human story of endurance and pride. It adds a compelling layer to your journey. Here, the past and present are inseparable, enriching every experience. A journey to the Falklands is more than a holiday. It's an emotional experience that changes you. Standing alone on a vast beach, the silence settles and you hear your own thoughts clearly. The wilderness humbles you, putting life into perspective. Nature's raw power, the wind, waves, and wildlife fills you with awe. Encounters with penguins and albatrosses create powerful bonds. You're a guest in their world. This proximity fosters respect and empathy, reminding you we share the planet with incredible beings. The experience is a spiritual awakening, a renewal of the soul. You leave with more than memories, a renewed appreciation for nature's beauty and fragility. The feeling of wind, the sound of seabirds, and the peace of the wilderness stay with you. The journey nourishes the soul, anchoring you long after you return home. The wildness you find here exists within yourself too. The Falklands change you in ways you never expected. Visiting the Falklands comes with responsibility. This paradise is fragile. The island's unique ecosystems have evolved in isolation and are vulnerable to change. As visitors, we must be guardians, not just admirers. Islanders are passionate conservationists living in harmony with their environment. Nature reserves and strict guidelines protect wildlife. Take only pictures, leave only footprints. Respectful travel ensures birds are undisturbed and habitats remain intact. Responsible tourism supports conservation, funding research and habitat restoration. Our visits help secure the island's future, making tourism a force for good. Share your stories and become an ambassador for the Falklands. Inspire others to care. Advocate for global protection of oceans and climate. Our pledge to protect begins the moment we visit and continues long after we leave. The future of this wild realm depends on us all. Why travel to the Falklands? If you crave genuine adventure and inner discovery, this is your place. Here, you witness nature's raw power and wildlife in ways found nowhere else. The Falklands aren't for casual holidays. They're for those seeking to be moved and inspired. Imagine sunsets over cliffs, penguins at your feet, and beaches all to yourself. These moments define a life, connecting you to the essence of our wild planet. The Falklands offer the extraordinary, authentic, meaningful travel that supports nature and community. In a homogenized world, the islands remain unique, a testament to nature's resilience. Add the Falklands to your map, not just your world map, but your heart's map. Let the promise of windswept landscapes and unforgettable wildlife ignite your spirit. Go and discover its untamed beauty for yourself. The wild South is waiting, more magical than you can imagine.